There's barely any action in Action Comics again. If Bendis doesn't start moving this Leviathan Rising story soon, he's not going to have many readers left for his big event. Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and today I'm going to review Action Comics 1010. First, I want to say I'm sorry for the recent slowdown in content. We had a pretty significant earthquake early in the week that knocked out our electricity. Yesterday, I had to travel about 4 hours away to take care of some business, but I was able to do some last-minute baby shopping and see Endgame. I have more news to share at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to hear about upcoming programming on the channel. With that out of the way, let's talk Action Comics. I really disliked this issue. It didn't even feel like a whole comic book. I'll be shocked if it's even 20 pages. There's a lot of important information, but nothing of real substance happens. The good news is, Tom King and Heroes in Crisis are making Brian Michael Bendis read like Geoff Johns these days. The one thing both of Bendis' Superman series have going is the art, and Action Comics 1010 with Steve Epting is no exception. I really like Epting's work on Action Comics, but this issue has a noticeable boost in quality, especially in his detail work. I like this week's opening image with clues for this story. It's a cool visual, and we learned this as Director Bones during his debriefing with the FBI. Epting and Bendis add a lot of interesting details. If I were enjoying this story, it would probably be even better. I think Steve Epting is using 3D models to create this beautiful nightscape of London, but it's kind of hard to tell because besides the Eye of London and Big Ben, there are a lot of little discrepancies in the line art. If it is models, Epting does a great job incorporating it for the most part. Brad Anderson deserves a bonus this issue. His color work makes London feel vibrant, and the book is much better for it. He also knocks it out of the park with Epting on the very limited amounts of action in this Action Comics issue. I can only imagine how amazing an Action Comics with actual action would look illustrated by Epting and Anderson. Unfortunately, it feels like Bendis is saving that for the upcoming Leviathan event and his frequent collaborator Alex Maleev. Overall, the artwork is just phenomenal, and I rate it 4.5 out of 5. Bendis once again doesn't hold up his end of the bargain. We get a lot of interesting information, but Action Comics 1010 has severe tonal problems. D.E.O. director Bones is debriefing with Kate Spencer and realizes something is amiss. He recognizes Kate isn't who she appears to be and asks her why she killed his people. Bones diagnoses he's with the architect of the Leviathan events. In an interesting line, Bones says he has power, to which the agent claims she has purpose. Superman and Lois leave Amanda Waller and Jimmy Olsen at the Fortress of Solitude. She's told she can't leave for her own safety. We already know Leviathan has agents that appear as known characters, and Jimmy asks Waller if she is Leviathan, and theorizes she tricks Supes into bringing her there. This is probably a swerve, but Bendis does a good job laying the groundwork that anyone could be Leviathan. It makes this rather mundane story arc much more interesting. Towards the end, Clark and Lois, disguised as Chaz and Andy, find their Spyral contact, Tiger. He provides very interesting backstory regarding Spyral and Leviathan. Spyral was originally created to spy on superheroes, but Talia al Ghul's Leviathan organization was created to give Spyral work during downtime. There are likely deeper connections between Leviathan and all the organizations that are being destroyed. It's going to be a pretty large conspiracy moving forward. Bendis does a good job providing information that seems to implicate everyone as a conspirator. I rate his story characterization 3 out of 5. Where Bendis falls very flat this issue is his plot, and the tone issues I mentioned don't help at all. The issue starts very serious with the debriefing between Director Bones and whoever looks like Kate Spencer. Bones claims to know exactly who is behind the Leviathan attacks. He sniffs out that Kate is not herself, and she exits the vehicle, claiming Bones is having a heart attack and his skin is poisoned. One more important chess piece eliminated from the board. This is very serious material. I'm still confused by the next sequence. Lois and Clark fly to London, disguised as Chaz and Andy. The book goes from ultra serious to talking about Peter panning. There's 2 pages of dialogue of them preparing to be Chaz and Andy that have nothing to do with the Leviathan story. For an issue that's barely 20 pages, it's a huge waste of real estate, despite the amazing art. Then this page comes out of nowhere and is really confusing. At first, I thought this was part of the story. It's actually a rehash of their previous adventure as Chaz and Andy. For readers who never read this material, it makes no sense and is another waste of a page in an already thin book. The only thing readers get from this page is that Tiger, who we haven't met yet, is a character from the past. That could have been accomplished in one dialogue bubble. Bendis did not maximize his pages this book. This is filler. After Chaz and Andy meet up with Tiger, we learn some history about Spyral and Leviathan. The Leviathan monster from the first sketch arrives. Chaz reveals himself to be Superman, which confuses Tiger. He flies into the villain and throws him out of Earth's atmosphere. When he returns, Lois and Tiger are missing. The plot in this issue is very light and not good. The tone issues exacerbate the problems. I rate the plot 1 out of 5. Action Comics 1010 is propped up by some next level art from Steve Epting and Brad Anderson. Brian Michael Bendis wastes their great work with an uneven, boring story. There's barely any action in Action Comics again. Bendis does provide some good information and intrigue moving forward. I rate Action Comics 1010 2.5 out of 5 overall. If Bendis doesn't start moving this Leviathan Rising story soon, he's not going to have many readers left for his big event. That, combined with the fallout of Heroes in Crisis number 8, might leave Leviathan dead on arrival. We shall see. Now that we have that crappy comic out of the way, I wanted to let you know about my upcoming Avengers Endgame spoiler review tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Comics aficionados will follow at 11 a.m., 1 hour later than normal. I'm also working on a Rise of Uncanny X-Men video that should be out shortly, and an in-depth look into Mark Waid and his troubled history. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.